Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Navigating Change. Know your business so you can grow your business, or as I like to call it, know your numbers so you can grow your numbers. This is a tool that was created by Coach Tim Enix a number of years ago. I think it is by far the single best measuring tool in the mortgage industry, and I want to walk you through it today so that it can really mean something in your own business. As I have gone through this over the years with coaching clients, there is a percentage that say, Coach, this is by far the best thing we've ever worked on together because it really allows you to make better decisions and choices about return on investment and where you're putting your time and so forth. But it does take a little bit of effort, hence the webinar. This should make it a lot easier for you. So hopefully you've already got the document. It's an Excel spreadsheet, and you've got it opened up, and I will walk you through that. Just before we do that, I want to give you just a little flyby of building champions the way that we approach coaching. And that is very simply with what we call the core four. And so as you can see, there are four elements there in this graphic. In the upper left-hand corner is your life plan. And we start the same way with every single client. And that is, let's take a look at where you want your life to be, whether that's 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years down the road. We really want clients to look at where they want the accounts, if you will, in their life to be, because that will all inextricably be connected with your business. So, you know, it could be your health, it could be travel, spouse, kids, whatever is important to you, that's the life plan. Second thing that we look at is your business vision. And your business vision is, particularly in the mortgage business, how do you want to build a business? What do you want it to look like? And with that, more often than not, we speak in terms of like a year out. Like a year from now, what would you like your business to look like? Ties in beautifully with what we're doing today with Navigator. In the lower left-hand corner, the business plan is a very simple three-step business plan for coaching. And that is that, number one, we want to know what the outcomes are that you're looking for. It could be volume, units, recruits, growth, revenue, whatever it is that you want to measure. Number two are your disciplines. What are the things that you're going to do each and every day? And then number three are the projects, the things that are actually more than one physical action that need to get done. In the mortgage industry, very often that's clean up my database. There's more that I could be doing there. It's not well organized. I need to get that fixed, but it could be, you know, any of 100 things. And lastly, it's priority management, because those first three don't mean anything if you're not managing your priorities and really have a good structure for your day so that you're focused on doing the most important things first. So that's building champions in a nutshell. I'm going to go ahead and take you now to Navigator, and I just want you to take a look at this. So I'm going to go full screen here so that you all see what I see. So the very first page there we call chunk down. And the chunk down page, this is all self-explanatory. You can read it, but I'm just going to give you a quick kind of a flyby so that it's something you can do yourself. Any gray field is a field you can type in. So you would simply just be typing your name in there at the top, the number of work hours per day that you want to work, the number of days per week that you want to work per week, and the number of work weeks per year. So in other words, in a 52-week year, if you're going to take 2 weeks off, 50-week work week year. Then you're going to go down again. Remember, we're just populating the gray fields. All the white fields will automatically populate. And so the desired income level for the year, whatever that is, $75,000, $750,000, enter the number. The fun thing about this is as you change the variables, everything else changes with it. So you can change your assumptions and watch what happens with that process. Your average commission per loan, it will automatically now calculate those numbers monthly, daily, and over here you'll get a basis points number. That is automatically going to give you your number of funded loans required and your average loan amount now you would enter here. By the way, that's a variable you can control to some degree. If you're in a market where you say, man, I am killing myself for $125,000 loans, maybe you want to look at the $175,000 or the $225,000 loans because that could make a big difference. Or maybe you want to move from 3 to 5. It's obvious, I know, but it's one that you want to measure, and it's one of the assumptions that's a variable for you. That's going to give you your dollar closing goal for the year. So whatever that number is, if you want to do 30 million in a year, 50, 75, 100 million, it's going to give you that there. App to funding conversion. Now, in the mortgage industry, we call this a pull-through rate, right? So app to apt to funding, you know, what is that pull-through rate? You've probably got that data, and if you don't have it, you can probably get it from your company. That's going to give you the total number of applications that you need. Most people stop there. We're going to take it one step further. Tim wisely, when he created this, said, no, let's track lead to application conversion. This is me leaning in for emphasis. This is huge. Once you begin to track your leads, everything changes, because now whether that's a realtor, an individual realtor, a particular real estate office, an office you have an MSA in, financial planner, attorney, Zillow, Boomtown, any place that you're getting leads, you're going to start to see now what is that conversion rate. And so that's going to give us the number of leads needed. Now you're going to know annually, monthly, and daily how many leads you need. Rocks. This is the information that you require. And so ultimately now you're going to have a calculated hourly wage, and it's pretty cool because this is when clients complete this, it allows us to have a very meaningful conversation. Like, look, you're worth 40 bucks an hour, or 75, or $200 an hour. So when it comes time to get that new phone and somebody's got to figure out how to sync it to your computer, maybe that's not your highest and best use, right? Maybe filing isn't the thing that you should be doing. You know, maybe tracking down loan docs is not your highest and best use. You're going to have an hourly rate now that I want you to remind yourself of constantly, because it will give you a great compass in terms of, is this something that I should personally be doing, or should I have somebody else be doing it for me? Scroll down, if you would, assuming you have the document up here, to step 2 of 3. Now, this one's pretty straightforward. If your business came in 1/12 of the year every month, that would be 8.33%. You'll see that there. It says flat production, 8.33% per month. In the old days, there was a bell curve, right? You'd start the year, we'd move up into the spring and summer, the market would pick up, it would slow down in the fall as kids started school and so on and so forth in a purchase market. It's different now. It's just different because the whole market is different at the moment. But you need to have a good handle on this. If you're doing a lot of refis, and hopefully not, although you know, refinances are fantastic to help to fill your pipeline. If you focus on them completely, obviously you're at the mercy of a refinance market. Those wouldn't matter, right? They can happen anytime. But purchase business does matter. I would ask you to go to your company. If it's your own company, of course, you can look at your own data. But let's just see what percentage of your business historically has come in each and every month, and it will help you make more accurate assumptions. Step 3 of 3 is one I really need you to pay attention to. So I'm going to just give you a couple of examples here. If you said, and this is what I always tell clients, and realtor, by the way, is always capitalized. You guys probably know that. It's a trademark name. You said realtors is number 1, and whatever, I'm going to have 50% of my business come from realtors. Look over here. It says space available in chart 20. That's going to come up in a moment when we go to lead sources. See what just happened there? It says realtors. Can you see that there at column B? And sure enough, there's 20 spaces. So when I come back over to chunk down, I now know, okay, I've got 20, 20, 20, 10, 5, 5. Here's what I would ask you to do. Do past client, let's do repeat. So when past clients come back to you, you might say, yeah, that's actually pretty good. That's 15% of my business. Then you might say past client referral. This is someone who's a past client that has now sent you a referral, and maybe that's 10%, right? So now we're at 75%. Anytime I click outside, it's going to total. I'm at 75% of my business. Where's the other 25%? You know, if you want to completely cop out, of course, you could do other. But I'm going to encourage you to consider financial professionals, for example. I'll never type that accurately, so I'll just do that. Financial professionals, you know, these would be insurance agents and CPAs and financial planners. If you're a mortgage professional, you know that you need to have these, but if you don't right now, let's target them. So regardless of what you type in here, I just want you to see that's the way it's going to represent over here. Sorry, I know I was just scrolling, but this is actually this tab at the bottom. Hopefully you can see that, where it says lead sources. So each time I type something in, you can see over there in column B, that's where it appears. And here's what I want to ask you to do. Under realtors, go ahead and put the agents' names down, right? So in January, Bill Hart sent me 3 leads. I got 3 leads from Bill. But let's go with Nancy Smith. Nancy Smith sent me 7. Apparently we like Nancy better, and she clearly likes us better. So that's good news. And then we've got, sorry, I don't know why that scrolled. Then we've got our financial professionals, and down at the bottom we've got past client repeat and past client referral. Do not enter their names here. You don't have enough room for it. That's why I put them down at the bottom. You're just going to track past client repeat and past client referral as a broad category. There's no need to track them by name. You can do that someplace else, of course, if you're going to acknowledge the referrals, and you probably got something set up in your marketing to do that, or Starbucks cards, whatever you do. But for these business planning purposes, we're just going to track them as a broad group. I hope that makes sense to you. I know I skipped over goals. Goals is just a recap of what we did on the first page. Clearly I didn't complete this, but I just want you to see this is going to give us whatever those numbers are on one page. All your numbers are recapped. Lead sources, we've just gone over. Funding now, we're going to do the same thing. So what if I got, I forget what I had said, but let's call it 3 leads in January from Bill. I got 7 from Nancy. All 3 of Bill's converted, right? So they actually went to application and funded. But of Nancy's 7, only 2 did. So you tell me, who's the better referral source, and what's the opportunity this presents for us? The opportunity it presents is I've got to go to Nancy and make sure, you know, how are you referring me? It's interesting because I track this now. See the benefit? I'm tracking this, and I can see that we're not converting as many as I know you would like to convert. Tell me a little bit about how you're referring me. And so maybe it's a scripting issue. Maybe they've got an in-house lender and she's getting pressure from her manager. But in any event, you'll be able to now track this. So this becomes your funding page. And over here, as you can see, once you start tracking fundings, over here in column P, over here in column R, it'll automatically calculate your pull-through ratio. Okay, so that's fundings. Monthly input. This is where you've got to make a decision, and it kind of depends on how you run your business. If you're like most people I know, you're probably going to do this yourself. But a lot of people have an assistant do it. The only thing is this is going to talk about your income. So that's not a number that you normally freely share with someone who assists you. Just be aware this is something you should do. So we're going to just start putting down here the actual number of applications, the number, the application dollar amount, the dollar funding, and then your income for the month. All of that is going to set us up for the actual like instrument panel of Navigator. And this is the thing that you're going to look at each and every month. And it removes all the guesswork from your business. And that's the tracking tab. And the tracking tab, when you first look at it, I know it looks a little overwhelming. Let me make it larger here. But what you're going to see here is it's going to give us a recap of everything that we've already done by month. So now I can look at my leads by referral source, and I can look at my goal versus percentage of goal. I can do the same thing with applications, application volume, fundings, funding volume, my funding volume goal, my conversion percentage, my income goal versus income year to date. Now, that's all great because it's numerical and it's stacked up there and it's easy for you to read, but check this out. If you're like me and you're much more visual, this lead tracking is phenomenal, and clients just get excited about this because what it does is it creates, see here at the bottom, let me make that just a little bit larger. At the bottom, leads per month is going to appear as a blue bar, and your leads goal is going to appear as a green bar. So if my goal was 10 and I got 10, they're going to be right next to each other. But if they're off, it becomes abundantly obvious. And by the way, it will never be 10. It will be, I never put in the accurate numbers there, but for you, it's more likely going to be 15 to 30 leads, 50 leads. You're going to have a much larger number, especially in today's market. So that's leads. The next tab there is leads to goal. Same kind of idea. Application to goal, year-to-date application volume and goal, year-to-date funding goal, and ultimately year-to-date earnings. And every single one of these is a very clear visual representation of how you're doing. I got to tell you, there's no shortcuts to this. You've got to do this part. If you do that first part correctly, and then you do step 2 of 3, don't just assume flat production unless you look back at history and decide, yeah, flat production. And then step 3 is the critical one. Let's really figure out where you want your business to come from. And this is your opportunity, by the way, to say, you know what, I've never really targeted financial professionals. I need to start doing that. Or you might say, I've got 8 realtors. I'm not generating enough leads for that from them. I need to target 20 realtors. Fantastic. Now's the time to figure that out. When you do that, when you target your realtors, determine their production, make a list of that group, and then figure out how to go after that group. And if you're unclear on that, www.roadtoreferrals.com is another tool that we've created that can help you do that with your realtors. So that's Navigator in a nutshell. Absolutely the best tool that I have ever seen in coaching. It has helped more clients over the years than any other single tool that I can tell you. So again, shout out to Tim Enix for creating it. So here's the thing. Once you've completed your Navigator tool, email it to sales@buildingchampions.com, and we'll schedule a 30-minute session for you with a Building Champions coach. And if you need us for anything else, info@buildingchampions.com. You can find us on Facebook at /buildingchampions and on Twitter @buildingchamps. So check this out. It is a phenomenal tool. This is the thing that will make a difference in your business. And I'm excited you joined us today. Get this thing completed. Make it happen. Good luck to you.